around the league, boys. Here we go. So, choo-choo, on a board. You guys were asking about this earlier on. I don't like to.
What's this about?
I don't know, man. I don't
I
know
haven't
what to
heard.
say.
I haven't heard anything.
All right, so Paul Feinbaum drops a bombshell. Says I think that Lane Kiffin would take the job immediately. We've talked about it a little bit on this show. There's some connection. His wife's, uh, dad played for Florida. They went to Florida games. Loves Florida, loves Spurrier. This is where the connection of Florida comes into play. Then you're seeing, we've seen the noise come out about Lane. I mean, I've obviously been pumping it online as well for fun. It's been fun. We've seen the noise about him getting upset about fans leaving, dude, just because they're winning by so much, they don't care to be there, right? And then myself included, we take the bait. We love it. We love a little bit of a controversy, a little turmoil between the coach and fans in a weird way, and in a time where there shouldn't be. And then Shane Matthews today, oh boy, really gets the blood pumping with some insider sources about. Apparently, this is what he said on the show. So this isn't me. Don't yell at me. I'm just regurgitating what I heard.
Apparently,
Go ahead.
Josh Pate released a video too about it.
What did he say?
Somebody just I don't know. Somebody just messaged me with it. It says Josh Pate, quote unquote, Lane Kiffin would run to Florida. Quote.
Really weird.
It's on
Okay,
YouTube.
so it's crazy. Again, when there's smoke, there's fire, right? And that's kind of where we're at with it. I don't want to. It's a weird place to be. I got to be honest with you. Because look, if Billy does end up losing a job, I'm all aboard. Okay. Even though, like I've said multiple times, Billy and we're in the middle of our divorce. We're in a weird state where I'm upset with him because, again, not only did he cheat on me, but he cheated on me with somebody way uglier than me. So I'm not willing to go to marriage counsel right now. Like it's over. We're figuring out the logistics on how to get out. Now, how can he win me back over? How can he win my love? It's not, you can't just give me flowers. I need 93. I don't see that happening. But so that this thing came out, I guess, where somebody messaged Shane where Lane's talking to recruits now, like, are you committed to me or to the school? So people are taking like that's him saying like, hey, if I were to move, would you come with me? Right? Like you're not committed to Ole Miss. So he feels confident that Lane would go to Florida. Again, now we've got Pate confirming Paul Feinbaum because that was always the thing for me. I've always said like, why would you leave Ole Miss? But it seems like there's a no question that he leaves, and now we've got to wonder, right? Let's play the hypothetical game. Let's play this side of the ball. From you hear Feinbaum, you hear Pate. They have obviously Feinbaum has a connection with him. Then this was wild. I don't know. I didn't look much into this, but Lane Kiffin posts a photo of the T-shirt, the Ole Miss T-shirt. This says "Last Dance." Bro, you want to talk about putting the fan base into shambles? Here's the problem, though. Lane is the ultimate troller. Like I don't know who he's trolling. I really don't. Like it could be Ole Miss, it could be us, it could be everybody. He could just be existing. It's crazy. It's maddening right now. The Florida football and Gator Nation would explode. I don't like what excites me here for me. Like it feels weird. Like I feel like I'm cheating on Billy now. Like we haven't officially divorced. Like I feel dirty thinking about it. Imagining myself with another coach. Right? It's not cheating if you look. I'm kidding. I'm just joking. We're getting too. I'm kidding.
Are you looking but don't touch?
Yeah. It's not good, guys. Kids don't do that. Love your wife. But not your coach. I mean, what excites me is like the Lane and Hightop connection would be nuts. I mean, that's just two peas in a pod, It's hard for me to put weight into this. It's maddening.
I mean, I already like the trolls. Like this guy is like a I don't know. He's like a clone of me, but his trolls are like they mean more because of who he is. So when he does something, it resonates like everywhere. So I would be all aboard, like, completely dropping 60 on an opponent and then him just tweeting all week about it. That'd be great.
I know what's going to happen too because we're going to clip this up like we do all our videos, and there's going to be Gator fans going absolutely berserk, screaming at us for even having this conversation. I try it. I didn't I was trying to avoid it just because like it's so far out. Because here's the thing too. Even Uncle Luke came on and talked about it on our show a little bit. It's like this thing's 5 months out. I mean, like Lane still has to play this year. He's got to go to a playoff game. That plays a factor into it. Like there's just so many things. Like, is this a done deal? Like, and I feel like the way that people are talking about it is like, yeah, Lane's coming to Florida next year. It's like I don't see it being that much of a lock. I don't. I don't want to get my hopes up. For somebody who loves to pump the sunshine, here's one where I'm hesitant on it. And maybe I'm not familiarized enough with his relationship with Florida and truly feel the compassion. I felt like when that Bama job opened that he was going to be the guy, and it seemed like he kind of turned away from it. And maybe Florida is more appealing to him, and why wouldn't it be?
Yeah, I mean, if you go back and kind of like in history, he's always liked the University of Florida. Or, not really University of Florida, but the state of Florida. I mean, you go to the Florida Atlantic, where he was at there for a while. I think I heard like some of his relatives live down here or something like that. I can't like I don't put that. I don't know his history or his family history or what goes on or anything like that. But I do find it interesting that you're starting to see just on the internet, like these things slowly evolve. And now, like some of these national writers are picking it up, and like some of these other guys are starting to pick it up. And then some of the Ole Miss fans on the boards are like talking about, like, oh, is this smoke true? Is it not? Is it this? Like, nobody's really going to know. And if he's trolling this whole time, he pulled off an elaborate troll. And, I mean, like you look at his buyout, I think he's only owed 4 million right now. So I mean, most coaches, they're going to ask for an extension if they're getting towards their buyout, especially when they're successful. You don't see Lane asking for a extension. You don't see him getting extended at Ole Miss. So what's going on here? Like, so everybody's just kind of like looking for that, like that. I don't even know. I can't even really call it a ray of hope. Maybe that that hole of information, and how can we find out if this is true or not? And I think this early in the season, if anything was going to go on besides like a coaching change or somebody getting fired or whatever, they're not going to do it in week 3. They're not even probably going
Yeah,
to do it in week 6.
that's
Like
what's hard about this
it's
conversation.
going to go down to like November, October, somewhere in there.
This is gossip. And that look, to be fair, like we don't come out here and break news or anything like that. This is where I think we have fun as we like to kind of talk about like the hypotheticals. But even this guy right here, he says F Lane get Billy this year. And like I think that's where most Florida fans are. It's like I'm not trying to look at the new shining toy with like I've got my toy right now and Billy Napier. And I get it. I think again the Shane Matthews clip really kind of it's like, dude, crap. Like other people talking about it, fine ball throwing it out there, like whatever, pay whatever. But Shane Matthews is like one of he's close. It's a guy that's close to the program. He starts talking
And
about it. It's like it's
I found it weird because like usually Shane doesn't read like comments of like trust me bro kind of comments and that kind of thing. And I'm not saying that that wasn't true or whoever texted what wasn't true to the other person, but like it didn't come from like a source that like everybody knows or somebody that covers
we don't
Florida
know. We
or
don't
has
know where it
covered
came from.
Florida in the
Could have came
past.
from anywhere.
Nobody knows anything. Nobody knows anything. But for him to still read that on the show, it's just kind of odd because he never really does that.
Yeah, Gator Josh says, Dave, I bet that dude gave Shane Matthews that info doesn't know anything. Probably a beaver cock. Probably. If I had to guess.
Well, I mean,
Boys,
there are trolls out there that'll just put stuff out there just to get people's hopes up too. So look out for that.
for sure. And that's where it's like, it's hard. Like, I don't know. It's definitely fun to discuss. I do believe the there is some truth with the Feinbaum and the Pate thinking that, hey, he would take the job because that was always my thing. It's like, I wouldn't think Lane would take it if that was even a possibility. So we'll see. It will be interesting. Look, I think whatever Florida, if they do move on, what's going to have to happen is it's got to be a big splash. And by golly, Lane Kiffin would be a heck of a splash. So
You know
let's
what? You,
talk.
it might be a sign because we just started talking about Kiffin and I kind of got grainy a little bit. Now that we're leading off of it, like I'm starting to come in clear
Yeah, we're
again.
getting hacked. You think so? Um,
Maybe.